It's turned out to be a bright, sunny day, perfect for finishing up this Aragog event. I'm Professor Voqas, and this is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
I feel the unforgivable creating another surge of adversaries. For some reason, they're harvesting from my memories of the night we encountered Aragog and its Acromantula colony in the Forbidden Forest. I figured something like that must have happened when two giant Acromantulas appeared in our garden this morning. I defeated them, but poor Ron is refusing to leave the house until this is all over. Let's put an end to this wave of adversary activity quickly then, shall we? Weasley's Wizard Whizzes needs its manager, and I'd rather like to stop having nightmares where thousands of hungry eyes stare at me. So that screen capture you just saw was actually from yesterday. I just recorded the beginning dialogue at least, which is, Ron of course is scared of spiders, and that's why having the Acromantulas in their garden, he won't even leave the house now. And since he is one of the managers of Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, Harry was saying he needed to get back. But anyway, I did record that. We'll come back to the screen that I'm on and where I am. I did run a bunch of wizarding challenges last night. 35 foes, didn't take too long. Ran some like Ruins 5 Tower 1s, which, you know, get you 3, sometimes 4 if you're lucky. So ended up knocking them out. Master notes on potions. Did a bunch of extimulos and strong extimulos and just put the master notes in. So between yesterday and this morning, I finished up, I don't know, a couple hours ago. So you can see I'm at 1,476 experience, challenge experience from doing those fortresses. So if we do a couple adversaries today, we'll definitely get that done. Aragog, let's pop down. I've fought him 2 times out of the 4 times I need. So of course I got 8 fragments because 4 fragments per. And you can see the 25,000 damage. I've done 9,300. So that's for 2 of them. So that's like, what's that, 45, 46, 50? 4,650 damage approximately every time you defeat him. So if I do 3 more, if I do 5 of him total, I should get that 25,000. You can also see use any extimulo potion in against an adversary. Both times I used a potent and a strong extimulo and a wit sharpening versus Aragog and only Aragog. So you can see I'm 2 out of 3 on wit sharpenings as well. So essentially all I really need to do is do Aragog 3 more times and all of these should be finished unless the damage came up short, and which is possible, in which case I'd just fight another adversary. So backing out, I'm actually on this map right here. I'm in downtown Cary, North Carolina, which is very close to where I live. You can see this fountain in the background. I've been here before for videos, but it has been a hot minute since I've been here because it's just a little further drive, that kind of thing. So you can see I've got a couple adversaries waiting for me right here. So let's go right in on one of them and see if it's Aragog. I hit an inn by accident. There was an inn right next to it, so I can use the energy. It's all good. There we go. It is not Aragog. What is this? Oh, it's Fenrir. Finally. Oh my gosh. I kept not getting crits against him. I used 1 extimulo, and just to speed things up, it sped up a little, but man, I kept not getting crits, so it was just whittling away. You didn't have to use a healing potion. I mean, it is just Fenrir, but it just takes forever and it eats up my energy, so I'm going to pick up some energy. While fighting Fenrir, you can see the other adversary actually disappeared on me. Not a big deal though. So actually, if you look here, there's a school actually right at the top of the screen going forward. But if I turn, I can actually walk down that street with those inns. That kind of walks into this downtown area. I have my mask with me though. Definitely put that on because there's definitely more people in this area. But it will give me a lot more chances to get adversaries. So let's go for a walk down that street and see how many adversaries we can hit. I'm sure we can finish out this Aragog event just on that short walk even. As you can see, did not have too much trouble finding Aragog, although initially I actually got that Gilderoy Lockhart and I was like, oh my god, I had the Fenrir, then the Gilderoy, and I'm like, am I going to see any Aragogs? and then I just started seeing Aragog like crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead and collect all this stuff. Let's finish this up. 35 foes, had that already. Master notes, we finished that up. The 1500 challenge experience, as soon as I hit the first one. Extimula potions, I definitely used a bunch. I'll mention that. Actually, we can talk about it right now. So every Aragog I did, pretty much I needed to use a healing potion, which has nothing to do with that. But it's almost a given I'm going to have to. Even when things went well, I still ended up having to use a healing potion in the end. Not because it ended up being necessary, like, oh, I would have died, but it was always, if he hits me 2 more times, or if he gets 3 hits in a row, which he did a bunch, sometimes 4, that I would have died, so it was prudent for me to use the healing potion. Now, there were definitely 2 of those times that if I hadn't used it, he did enough damage to me afterwards, I would have died. One of them, I actually had used 2 healing potions on one of those Aragogs, and it was because I did a Wit Sharpening and a Strong Extimulo, and both those potions ran out without me hitting a critical. And really, that's kind of how battles go for me. No matter which potions I use or anything, if I don't get crits, then I'm going to have to use healing potions and a lot of extra energy, or I have to throw an Extimulo down and then probably still a healing potion. The Extimulo just saves me from using energy, having to go over and over. So one of those I had to use 2 healing potions because I just wasn't doing enough damage. As a professor, I certainly don't. So moving on, Wit Sharpenings, definitely use those. Oh, on one of the second guards, just the next Acromantula, I almost was about to pop a healing potion because I had so few crits on him. He was actually keeping up with me hit for hit, and then right toward the end I got a couple crits in, got ahead, and if I hadn't crit on my hit that I killed him, I would have used a healing potion immediately after, being worried that he might knock me out, and I didn't want to die on a guard. 25,000 damage, definitely got that over. Aragog 4 times, I think I fought him 6 times, or I think I fought him 4 times today. Maybe, yeah, I think I fought him 4 times today, and I already had fought him twice. And then 20 Aragog page fragments, definitely got that, and there we go. So let's go ahead and collect the Defense Against Dark Arts books, the Edible Dark Mark, and then the other stuff. Congratulations! Let's back out and see if there's any text. Thank Merlin, this influx of adversaries seems to be dying down. Ron was so petrified of running into Aragog that he even refused to take the bins out. I wish I could say I'm starting to sleep better, but it seems I've just traded one recurring nightmare for another. Only instead of hundreds of Acromantula, I'm staring down Millicent Bagnold. The former Minister of Magic? Neither of us were even aware there was a Minister of Magic for most of her term. Why would you be dreaming of her? I have no idea. It's not just her either. The whole Wizengamot's there, looking down at me with disgust, and I'm angry. Furious, I want to lash out and scream, but before I can open my mouth, the dream abruptly ends and I wake up. Oddly specific, isn't it? I'm no expert on dreams, Harry, but I'm pretty sure yours are trying to tell you something. So there you go. Oh, let's pick up this energy for sure. I know there's an adversary right there, but if it's Aragog, I don't want to waste anything more. We have to go to the registry, challenges. Let's go down to the Aragog page, and you'll see why I don't want to do it yet. It's because down at Aragog's page, I actually have 2 images to place. First, let's place Aragog himself, some Defense Against Dark Arts books, some challenge experience, which actually gets me over rank up, gets me a couple spell books, which reminds me of something else we need to go do that we could have done at the beginning of the day. And then the second thing is we'll place the Acromantula egg. 80 challenge experience and a couple Defense Against the Dark Arts books. But I don't want to get more fragments of that because then we won't actually get the fragments. So, challenges, I think I have another one here. I think it's Gilderoy Lockhart. Yes, Gilderoy's Lockhart of him painting another painting of himself, which I think is hilarious. So for Gilderoy, I just need 2 more copies of Magical Me, and I'll be able to prestige this page over. Heading over to SOS Training. This is something, all you people that send me extravagant gifts with the spell books, the extravagant runestone gifts, thank you so much. And I try to send them back, I just never get them to drop in fortresses. I get essential runestones and 1,000,000 runestones. The extravagant, it takes me so long to get one to drop. I'll run them and run them and run them, and I'll get like 1 out of maybe 20 runs or whatever. But I have made it to where I can actually unlock Weasley Your Way Out. Dodge versus Feared Adversaries. This can go up by 10% up to 34% because I'm at 50 red spellbooks, and then I have enough of the other stuff. I could have upgraded this at the beginning of the day. And even more surprising, I'm starting to notice dodges now. I dodged Aragog at least 2 times, and the guards, I definitely dodged them a couple times just in this short session today. So it is something I'm noticing. I'm 1 away now. I have this one right here. I need 50 red spellbooks. 75 defense against dark arts books, which I'm at 146. I'll be saving them for that, and certainly enough scrolls. So once I get enough spell books, I'll actually finally be done with the crit side and the dodge side, and we'll be ready to move on to the lethal side, which is another 100 DAs and 40 spell books. So we'll get there. So now I can click on this and we can see what it is. Because there's another Aragog, yes, then I won't waste anything. So let's go ahead and get him taken care of. Oh, I spoke too soon as I defeat that Acromantula. It's actually the Hungarian Horntail. So I'm gonna take out the Sphinx, and then we're gonna take out the Horntail, and then we'll move on after that. Nice. All right, that battle actually went really well. I only had to use a healing potion. Well, Witch Sharpening, potent. Got some crits, great, and then just one healing potion, and then I was able to finish him off, which for me against the Hungarian, that's definitely probably the best I'm going to do. I'm always going to have to use that healing, unless I dodged him a bunch of times, which I did not. Well, we definitely finished up the tasks of the Aragog event quickly, but honestly, really, the tasks were kind of secondary. I definitely wanted to get that done, but now I'm looking forward to just hitting Aragogs, placing images on that page, and seeing if I can at least get it to bronze, which the great thing is I have the rest of today, and then because tomorrow it goes all the way to 11 p.m. for me, or 11 p.m. Pacific time, which really even pushes it further. I'm in the Eastern time zone. I get all day tomorrow without any tasks. I can just be hitting Aragogs, and 2 actually appeared at my house, where I do not get spawns at my house a lot in general, and I certainly don't ever see adversaries, so it's nice that I saw those there. One other thing I want to talk about is Community Day coming up this Saturday. The information is out, so I will actually have a guide coming out for that tomorrow, which is great because it's supposed to rain/freezing rain all day tomorrow for me. But I wanted to go into the registry and just show you one thing. So the whole event's going to revolve around Room of Requirement 3, which is the page I'm on right now. You can see I'm 14 out of 14 on the Cursed Necklace, and Sirius's motorcycle that Hagrid obviously rides and borrowed or took or was given. But anyway, the motorcycle he rides was actually Sirius's. So those 2 are Fortress foundables, and I've been running Fortresses the past week, 2 weeks, really prepping for this Community Day, because I want to get this page as far as I can. So if you're running Fortresses to get those 35 foes done, go ahead and look at Room of Requirement 3. Is there anything you need there? In which case, go ahead and use those mysterious artifact runestones and start building up. During the event, the 4 foundables that I have green starred on this page, all of them are going to be appearing more in the wild. The Cursed Necklace, I believe, is going to come from Port Keys as a guaranteed, and then Sirius's bike that Hagrid rides, that is actually going to be in Fortresses. It will be a guaranteed drop, and I'll talk about this in my Community Day guide. And when I say guaranteed drop, meaning if you do use a mysterious artifact runestone and you get a family fragment, it will be the motorcycle. But if you don't get a family fragment, you just get nothing, kind of like normal. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It doesn't guarantee you will get it. It guarantees that if you get a family fragment, you'll get the motorcycle. That was a lot of talking. I'll have it in the guide and I'll mention it again, but I just wanted to say it now because if any of you are still working on Aragog tomorrow, because this video will come out on Wednesday and you'll still have Thursday to do things, is that if you're still working on those foes, go ahead and start running Fortresses to prep if you need it. If you need it, just look at this page and decide if it's something you need. For me, I wanted to make sure I had these images to place. In addition, I actually have the Sword of Gryffindor, 25 out of 25 on this page. The reason I haven't placed any images, just in case Community Day had family experience, I was leaving this. So anyway, I'll talk about it in the guide tomorrow. That is going to do it for this video, though. Since I did finish the tasks, we're going to finish it here. Short and sweet today. I am going to continue to fight some Aragogs. I do have some work to do later this afternoon. So I won't be able to film, but I'll certainly have the game open so that if a hidden adversary, I can just go through it if it's Aragog or otherwise, because there does seem to be an abundance of adversary spawns in general. Just more of them are Aragog. Oh, one last note. Edible dark marks. You may use them, and they have a greater chance to produce Aragog. The last information I saw says that normally, if you put down an edible dark mark, there's 10 adversaries, so you have a 1 in 10 chance, a 10% chance that anything occurs. They're supposed to be all equal in their chances. During this event, it's supposed to be 1 in 5 for Aragog. Because it's Aragog, there's supposed to be a 20% chance that Aragog appears, which to me is not a great amount. It means you still can throw down dark marks, and people in my comments have already said they used 3 dark marks and got 0 Aragogs, which is really bad RNG, but I really don't think it's worth it, and I do think they need to up the rate on that. During events, edible dark marks should produce either exclusively the event adversary or at least like 2 out of 3, I think would be a reasonable amount for the costs that edible dark marks take in gold coins from us. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Nox.